I sat in the bathroom staring at a positive pregnancy test, and my first thought wasn't joy. It was fear, because I knew when I told my husband I was pregnant, he'd look at me like I'd betrayed him. We'd been married 5 years, and in all that time, he'd made one thing clear: no kids. Ever. And I'd just broken the one rule that mattered most to him. This wasn't an accident I could blame on failed birth control. I'd stopped taking my pills 3 months ago, didn't tell him, got pregnant on purpose because I was 34 and tired of waiting for him to change his mind. Everyone said men eventually come around, that they just need time, that once the baby arrives, they fall in love and forget they ever had doubts. I was counting on that, banking on it. But sitting there with that test in my hands, I realized what I'd done. I'd made a unilateral decision about our future, trapped him, forced his hand, and I had no idea how to tell him. Let me back up. When Brian and I started dating 6 years ago, kids came up early. I said I wanted them someday. He said he didn't. I thought he meant not right now. He meant never. We fell in love anyway. I figured he'd change. People do, especially when they meet the right person. We got married. I brought up kids occasionally. He'd shut down the conversation, say we had time to talk about it later. I took that as progress, as he warmed to the idea. But years passed and nothing changed. Every time I mentioned kids, he'd tense up, get quiet, find a reason to leave the room. "Why don't you want children?" I finally asked him directly 2 years into our marriage. "I just don't." "That's not a reason." "It's my reason." "But why? Most people want kids. It's normal to want a family." "I'm not most people." That was it. That was all he'd give me. No explanation, no discussion, just a wall I couldn't get through. My friend said I should leave him, that if kids were important to me, I shouldn't stay with someone who refused. But I loved him, loved our life together, and I kept thinking he'd change his mind. My biological clock was ticking, 30s turning into mid-30s, windows closing, and Brian still hadn't budged. So I made a choice. Stopped taking my birth control, didn't tell him, got pregnant. Now I was sitting here with proof of what I'd done and no idea what would happen next. Brian came home from work an hour later. I was still in the bathroom, still holding the test. "Babe, you okay?" I came out, handed him the test. I watched his face. He stared at it for a long time. His expression didn't change. He didn't get happy, didn't get angry, just blank. "How did this happen?" His voice was quiet. "Birth control fails sometimes." "You said you were on the pill." "I am. Was. These things happen." He sat down on the bed, put his head in his hands, didn't say anything. "Brian, talk to me." "I can't do this." "Can't do what?" "Have a baby, be a father. I told you from the beginning I didn't want this." "But it's happening. We're having a baby. We have to deal with it." "You have to deal with it. This was your choice." My stomach dropped. What's that supposed to mean? He looked up at me. His eyes were cold. "I had a son before I met you, with my ex-girlfriend. His name was Liam. He died when he was 2 years old." The air left the room. I couldn't breathe. "What?" "We weren't married. We were young, 23. She got pregnant. We decided to keep him. His name was Liam." I sat down. This couldn't be real. "He was perfect," Brian continued. His voice cracked. "Smart, happy, best thing that ever happened to me. Then one day he spiked a fever. We took him to the hospital. I thought it was just a flu. It was meningitis. He was gone within 36 hours. Tears were streaming down his face now. I held him while he died. I watched him stop breathing, and something in me broke that day, something I've never gotten back. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because I don't talk about it, ever. I can't. It's too painful. After he died, I shut down completely. The relationship with his mom fell apart. We couldn't look at each other without seeing Liam. We broke up 6 months later." "I'm so sorry. I had no idea." That's why I don't want kids. Not because I don't like them, but because I can't go through that again. The love, the fear, the constant terror that something will happen. I can't survive losing another child. I barely survived losing Liam. I felt like the worst person in the world. I didn't know. I know you didn't, because I didn't tell you. I thought I could just say no kids and that would be enough, that you'd accept it and we'd move on. But you kept pushing and I kept hiding, and now we're here. What do we do? I don't know. You're pregnant, that's happening. But I can't promise I'll be a good father. I can't promise I won't be terrified every single day. I can't promise this won't break me. We sat in silence for a long time, both of us processing, both of us terrified. I'm sorry I went behind your back, I finally said. That was wrong. I shouldn't have made that choice without you. You shouldn't have, but it's done now. I get why you don't want kids, I do. But this baby is coming, and I need to know if you're going to be here or not, because I won't force you to be a father if you can't handle it. He looked at me. I don't want to lose you, but I'm scared out of my mind. So am I, but we can figure it out together. What if something happens? What if I can't handle it? Then we deal with it, but you don't get to decide the baby will die just because Liam did. This is a different child, a different situation. My brain knows that, but my heart is still stuck in that hospital room watching my son die. We started couples counseling the next week. Brian started individual therapy to deal with Liam's death, something he should have done 10 years ago but avoided. It was hard. He had panic attacks throughout my pregnancy, every ultrasound, every doctor's appointment, convinced something was wrong. When our daughter was born healthy, Brian held her and cried for an hour straight, mix of joy and grief and terror all at once. I'm gonna mess this up, he said. Probably, so will I, but we'll figure it out. The first year was rough. Brian was overprotective, paranoid, checked on her constantly to make sure she was breathing, panicked at every fever. But slowly he relaxed, bonded with her, fell in love despite his fear. She's 2 now, the age Liam was when he died. Brian's having a hard time with it, but he's in therapy, working through it. I'm glad we have her, he told me last week, even though I'm terrified every day, even though this is the hardest thing I've ever done, I'm glad. I still feel guilty about how it happened, about going behind his back. We've worked through it in counseling, but I know I broke his trust. But I understand now why he said no. It wasn't about not wanting kids, it was about not surviving the loss of another one.